welcome to the family with
Alex Brampernard Rasmussen.
Andy Brampernard.
Co-host Catherine Brandt. Let me tell you about my dog's bowel movements.
Judy.
Okay, great. We're going to talk dog ball movements. That's funny that you bring that up because I mentioned on the morning show this morning
Glad it's funny.
that I did not see the halftime show because Jude had to poop,
Well, we tried to get him to poop.
but he didn't.
No, not till 2 a.m.
He pooped at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, and the day before 5 a.m.
Oh, God.
That's why I want to talk about this.
You're
Yeah,
having a
you,
hell of a-
Andy, you were right. He has mild pancreatitis.
Yep.
So what does that mean?
He got into something that inflamed his gut,
Bacterial infection, probably.
and it just does not want to stop this time. I mean,
Are they giving him antibiotics?
I've got to go back and pick up whatever, yes.
Do you think you're going to have to muzzle him for walks?
I know. He eats
Seriously.
everything.
He eats everything.
I think I'm going to go have to buy a house that has a giant cage that nothing can get
The
through.
dog zone. Yeah.
And that's the only way he can go outside.
Yes.
And when he's home, there can be no children in the house, or I'll have to lock him in a room so there's no stuff, on the floor from
Right.
kids.
Well, but he eats everything on the ground too when you're walking.
Yeah, he eats leaves and garbage and...
He eats everything. It's
know.
unbelievable.
I know.
Oh, I do have to mention one thing, by the way.
Killing me, man.
If you're watching the show, not just listening, but watching the show, Catherine gave me this hat. She won it in a golf tournament about 5 years ago. So, no, I do not belong to NetJets.
I can't,
Oh, yeah.
see what it
That-
says anyway.
Oh, yeah?
I know.
Well, you can't.
see what it
I was
says.
at a golf tournament, and they actually were giving away, if you got a hole-in-one on, I don't remember what hole it is. Anyway, if you got a hole-in-one, you could get a NetJets card for a year.
What's
I really,
NetJets?
really tried hard, but I didn't get it.
You
What's
didn't get the whole one.
NetJets?
NetJets is a private jet
Rental.
rental where you give them $250,000, and that gives you access to a jet for something like 30 hours a year.
So it's a jet timeshare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, it's a jet time.
jet
share.
co-op.
So, yes, we do not have a jet, but I did get the hat because she won it in a tournament.
I know. I really wanted that, but
Let's see how the pricing is.
Oh, look at you.
I don't even know if the $250,000 includes the flying time or if that's just the right
Gets you in the door.
to say I'm a private jet human being. Did you hear that Taylor Swift is trying to sue there's some person that tracks her jet
Ooh,
and
God.
posts it all
Ooh, I
over
don't
wherever
like
she's
that.
going to prove how bad she is for the climate?
It's public information. You can't sue for that.
Yeah,
No, you cannot.
Yeah, she's looking. She's very upset about people knowing how much she uses her private jet.
I bet she is. Maybe you know what the solution to that is?
Fly commercial.
Yeah, use your private jet less.
She couldn't fly commercial.
No, it
Oh
would
God,
not
she
work.
could. Can you
Couldn't fly
imagine being
commercial.
someone like her on a flight trapped with people?
You can't
Just-
fly. There's no way.
No, there's no way.
And she
You know-
flies with a giant crew, I'm sure, that takes up. It's not like it's just like her on a plane. Like,
You could do
I'm
what they
just-
used to do is take a bus everywhere. Everyone used to take a bus. All
They
those
used
big
to, yeah.
bands, they would load up all
I
their
know, but
equipment
she
in the
also
bus. and-
doesn't probably have to go fly off to New York for a girls' weekend. She doesn't have to fly
Well,
to
no,
the
she doesn't.
Bahamas for a quick
she
little
might not
trip. She
even
doesn't
be using-
have to do.
You might
yeah.
not be doing that.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be, the person that tells everybody else what to think and how to do it, then you should probably,
She
be
isn't.
accepting of the fact that people are going to criticize you too.
How old is she?
I don't know.
She's my age or you're younger.
Yeah, she's about our age.
Oh, is she?
So what's her bearded boyfriend's name? Kelsey something?
Kelsey Grammer.
Travis.
Yes.
Kelsey
Travis
Travis?
Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey. Yeah, I guess everybody's mad at him because he screamed
be.
in his coach's face.
And grabbed him by the arm.
yeah, they're all like, he's going to be an abusive boyfriend. Taylor should break up with him
my
right
God.
my God.
now.
Okay. Yep.
Have you ever
It
seen?
just cracks me up, this celeb stuff.
I know.
Oh,
Have you ever
my
seen
word.
improv where one of the people is bad at improv and has to act like they're angry?
Yeah,
Looks a lot like that, doesn't it?
it really did. It really did. You're absolutely
I
right.
don't know. I think the whole thing is...
It's rigged. 100%.
This reminds me so much of the Paris Hilton days.
Yes.
Where
Oh,
you
God, yeah.
couldn't turn on anything without hearing about Paris Hilton.
Everyone had a purse chihuahua
And
because she had a purse chihuahua.
Yeah, and it's just like they just shove these people down our throats for like
Yep.
5-6 years
Yeah,
sometimes.
and then suddenly she'll just vanish.
Well,
You'll never
suddenly-
hear about her
Suddenly
again.
she'll finally get enough attention and have enough money where she just, doesn't want it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, God, this is just ridiculous. The
Yeah,
whole
it is
Super
pretty
Bowl.
ridiculous.
And everybody's, the reason why the Chiefs won is because Taylor Swift and it's all rigged.
It is rigged.
Well,
I mean, the 3-second touchdown to win the game. I mean,
don't
come
know.
on. It's so fake.
We watched most of the game and it was a pretty good game, I thought.
Fakest thing I'd ever seen in my life. We watched the very end because I predicted it. I don't know anything about these teams. I don't know anything about football. And I told Melissa, I said, at the very end, they're going to clinch it with a touchdown. And
they
that's
did.
exactly what happened. How did I know
Right.
that if I don't know anything about these teams?
It was the only reason why I wanted the Chiefs to win is because I wanted a
screw
smaller
California?
town, just a smaller town to win.
Hmm.
So the quarterback for San Francisco is only 24 years old. Is that right?
I think that's the average age of an NFL player is like 25.
That's
so,
about right.
Yeah.
24?
Yep.
Who?
They showed who's the quarterback for San Francisco?
Purdy.
Purdy. He's like 24 years old.
Brock Purdy.
Brock
Brock
Purdy.
yeah. Well, you got the other quarterback's only 28, and he's already been in 4 Super Bowls, won 3 of them.
It's just
Travis Kelsey's
astonishing.
28.
No,
No,
not Travis Kelsey. I'm talking
Okay, I
about
was
the
like,
quarterback.
I was
no, we're
like,
talking about the quarterbacks.
oh, the quarterback. Oh, yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Travis Kelsey
Yeah.
is 34.
So he's just about done anyway. I think they'll probably
he-
get rid of him because
he's
what
one
he
of
did
those-
to
Oh, sorry.
what he did to the coach was unforgivable. That
Yeah.
he needs to go.
You shouldn't be
fake.
screeching at a coach on the sidelines
Yep.
or ever, probably.
So he'll probably retire in the off year or something will happen. If he's 34, it's about time to retire anyway, isn't it? I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from his abilities, but
He'll go home with his millions of dollars to his billionaire girlfriend, and I'm sure he'll be crushed that his career is over.
I'm still not buying that that's a real relationship.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, I think it's orchestrated beginning to end. I mean, the fact that, okay, so Taylor Swift all of a sudden makes this massive resurgence like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and then gets into this high-profile relationship with a football player. Mm-hmm. His team happens to make it to the Super Bowl that year,
Yeah.
like immediately after this happens.
Right.
And their team happens to win in overtime with 3 seconds left.
Honey, they're just blessed by God.
Yeah, clearly, Fortuna smiles upon them.
Yes.
As always, plenty of insanity surrounded the Super Bowl this year. A quick roundup, the big surprise for your weird flat earther uncle. I don't think I have a weird flat earther uncle.
I know. You're lucky.
Was Taylor Swift conspiracy nonsense didn't come true. That was a shock. She was supposed to endorse Joe Biden after the Chiefs won, and Travis Kelce was supposed to propose to her on the 50-yard line. It's something like that.
Oh.
The Chiefs did win, and there was a kiss, but no endorsement. Obviously, Taylor did orchestrate that final play of the game, though, full psyop style.
Yeah.
Whoever runs Joe Biden's Twitter page poked fun at it after the game. They posted a Dark Brandon meme where Biden had laser eyes, and the caption said, "Just like we drew it up." Donald Trump also appeared to reference the conspiracy thing hours before the game. He said Taylor should endorse him because he signed the Music Modernization Act in 2019, and it would be disloyal if she didn't.
Oh, God.
Isn't this unbelievable?
And there's also conspiracies about was somebody in Taylor Swift's booth, Spice something.
Ice Spice?
John Spicer?
What, Alex?
Ice Spice?
As a
Ice
woman?
Spice.
Spice.
Was
Not a
it Ice
Spice
Spice?
girl. Is it Ice Spice?
Was it
I'm
her?
assuming it was Ice Spice.
That's Ice Spice.
Okay, yes.
Oh,
Ice
yeah.
Spice.
Ice
That
Spice
she had an
was-
upside down cross and was summoning the devil.
Oh, Jesus. When they get over yourself, for Christ's
Good
sake.
Doesn't
for
have
her.
an upside down cross. She has
You
a
know-
regular cross.
Good for her.
I don't know, like whatever. I'm sure she wasn't, but like whatever. If she wants to summon the devil, that's her prerogative. I don't
I
know.
guess it's
I
somewhat
guess.
upside down. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hard to tell.
I mean, and people just lose their minds over this
Oh,
celeb
they do.
stuff. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
lose
Yeah.
Yep.
their minds. I say everyone who is obsessed with a celebrity should go volunteer somewhere,
That'd be good.
like at a dog shelter or feeding the homeless or the hungry or reading to children.
That would involve getting off Twitter for 20 minutes.
I think that your life will be better, the world will be better, and that you should stop obsessing about these people because they don't give a
Yeah.
rat's behind about you.
So, Alex, did Dan watch the game?
I have no idea.
Or you didn't even talk
She
to him
was
about
driving
it?
home from her
Well, that's what I'm saying.
fantastic journey.
I was driving home from my fantastic journey.
Yes, Fani was in a dance convention.
We did a competition on Friday.
competition.
So she competed her solo,
Yes.
her group tap, and her group jazz on Friday. And then she took convention classes where you take a bunch of different classes from a bunch of different teachers. And on Saturday afternoon and then Saturday evening, she competed her production dance, which is all of the dancers in her studio that do competition did a dance together. And then Sunday, she took more dance classes, which is
Now,
like
in retrospect, you were right outside of O'Hare. Should you have flown instead of driven?
I don't know, because I was thinking about that driving home. I was like,
Because that's a long drive.
yeah, it was just under 6 hours, but we stopped, so it took probably about like 6 hours, 6.5 hours. The drive there actually wasn't really bad at all. It was kind of like rainy on and off, but it was daytime, and it went by really quick. I was listening to an audiobook and Fawn watched 2 movies, did some homework, hung out. Like, I don't know. I was like, the drive there wasn't that bad. But then drive back, it was late. We didn't get back
Yeah.
until 10:30 at night, and like after just a whole weekend. But then I was like, dealing with having to worry about luggage and getting to the airport, and I'm like,
that's
is that
true.
better? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's just the drive through Wisconsin at night. It's just, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of deers roam.
I only saw one dead deer.
Only one.
Really? That's good.
God, we
One
counted
deer.
on the way down here, didn't we? It was
96.
Yeah, it was almost 100 that we
96
saw
Dead deer.
on the side
we
of the
had-
highways.
Yeah, the drive back wasn't it like the weather was great. Like there was no craziness. There was one time in the middle of Wisconsin, middle of nowhere. There was one small car that had 4 police cars behind it pulled over. I was like,
Ooh.
Oh,
Hmm.
speeding like crazy?
I mean, 4 police cars for speeding. I don't know. I was like, I don't
Well, maybe they were speeding and then they checked their license plate and it was
Yeah,
a known
something.
terrorist
I
or
know,
something.
it's
Who
like-
knows?
I was like,
You just don't
this
know.
You would be
I mean, you just don't
surprised
know.
how many
Who's
drug
scared?
runners get caught because they speed.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
yeah, or like
They get
don't
cocky.
or don't like
They're
update
just
their
dumb.
whatever it's called.
Yep, the tabs.
The sticker.
Yeah.
The
In
tab.
Chicago, Madison, Minneapolis is a huge drug running area.
It is. Yeah.
I
Gotta
drove
hit those
right,
colleges.
right through Madison. We weren't in Chicago. We were in a suburb of Chicago, like an hour outside of Chicago.
Speaking of getting lit up, someone scanned social media posts to find the most popular Super Bowl beer in all 50 states, and the official sponsor of the game, Bud Light, didn't rank first anywhere.
Because it's not good beer.
Well, yeah, Bud Light is like a meme beer at this point.
Oh, it
it's
is?
like
Isn't
what?
it just cheap?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically water.
Yeah.
But they pissed off the world with that
That too.
That's
the
right.
other thing, whatever
Forgot
they.
about that.
What'd they do?
Whatever. I don't know.
Oh, the
Everybody was mad
trans-
at
Yeah, the trans guy
Yeah.
do it,
Oh,
or woman
that-
do it, or whatever.
him. Yeah, whatever his name.
I just like,
her
what is the
name
point of light beer? Just drink water.
The calories?
Because people
don't
want
the
to
calories.
buzz.
Well, but
People
water
can't
has
be
no cal-
sober. You
Well,
gotta be
then-
drunk.
Then
Well-
drink liquor. It's got lower calories than beer does.
Does it?
Yeah, by a lot.
Unless you put stuff in it, probably.
Well, yeah.
Vodka?
if
Just
you
drink
put a bunch of
straight
simple
vodka.
syrup in there, it's going to
Yeah.
have calories.
Just
But
do
Right.
straight shots, man.
3 shots of that.
A lot of people can't handle alcohol.
Okay,
that's true.
back to my child's dance competition because Dad really buried the lead here.
Oh, pardon me.
Just kidding. No, there was a bar because it was in a hotel, and there was a bar, and people were just like drinking beers at 10:30 in the morning,
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, it's mom's weekend away.
bringing cocktails into the thing and watching with cocktail. I was like, what is going? It seems so weird. I don't know. I felt it felt strange. I never.
Well,
didn't
I know
have
when
any
Ethan comes over, I need a glass of wine. So I understand to cope with the
The screaming.
Well, and I remember a lot of girls have meltdowns at these dance competitions. You weren't one of them, but there were a lot of times I'd go to the bathroom and there'd be some girl throwing up and crying in the stall, and and their little friends just all being bitchy to each other. And there's a lot of estrogen at these things, and I think sometimes if you've got a kid that's one of those high-strung people, maybe that drives somebody. It's also just a weekend away.
Yeah, they were like, I guess it's like, yeah, I'm going to use this as a vacation. Well, and it's interesting that the vibe at dance competitions is so strange because there are the studios that are just like, my kid wants to dance and we're here to have fun. And like, they're not super serious about it, which is how Fawn's studio is. And then there are others where you hear people say, dance is first, school is second. It probably shouldn't be that way, but that's how it is at our house.
Right.
And there was one studio there that was like, unbelievable. Every single dance was just impeccable. And I'm like, these kids are probably in the studio 30 hours a week.
Well, remember talking to Michael, your friend who was a professional dancer in New York. He went to one of those.
Yeah, powerhouse.
And he missed so much school.
Yeah, it was like expected that you would not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we made a practice and you have to be here.
Yeah, they were at the studio all the time.
If you go to school and miss practice, then you're going to be put in the back.
Right.
Yeah, it's really weird.
There you have it.
Yeah. But I feel like I got a shout out to both of my kids today because Sage was the lead in the kindergarten play and did a great job as the big bad wolf.
I knew he would. He would.
Yeah,
He's a little bit of a ham bone.
He was adorable.
Yeah.
And then Fawn got a scholarship to go back to any of their conventions for free.
Well, that's very nice.
And a platinum for her solo.
Woot. She got interviewed after her solo.
Oh God.
And they asked her, she like was standing on stage with her little plaque. And the guy was like, his first question was, what makes this dance fantastic, amazing, incredible? And she just stared at him.
That would be me.
And it was like a straight 15 seconds of silence. And then he goes, Fawn, that was beautiful how you used space and time and silence to just really. And then he was like, who choreographed this dance? She said, Stacey Poole. And then he was like, anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to add? And she goes, my mom.
My mom.
Like, all right, thanks, Fawn.
Add my mom.
Well, she's 7, guy.
I know.
She's 7.
I mean, he has a 7-year-old son.
Oh.
Who actually is like in dance competition, and he did not go on stage for one of his dances. He didn't want to. He was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Really?
So he gets it.
Yeah.
I understand that.
That's funny.
I don't get this reference to the game yesterday very quickly. People still can't, they're not sick of the superb owl joke.
It's Stephen Colbert. He calls it the superb owl because he's not allowed to say Super Bowl because he's a profit-driven entity.
I just don't understand why anybody ever watches that, man. He's not funny in the least.
I don't watch him.
Because you're supposed to say the big game.
Yes, but
What's
that's
the big game? Yeah.
stupid and it sounds dumb.
It is
Superb owl.
so dumb.
So he calls
Big
it
game, I know.
Why don't they want people to say Super Bowl?
I really don't know.
Yeah,
it's
really
trademarked, so you're not allowed to. What's like?
But it's
a fine line kind of thing. But you're not allowed to make money off of the trademark. So it's like, if you're a bar and you have like a Super Bowl shot or whatever, you're making money off it. You can't do that, but you could do a big game shot. But what I don't get is why they go after like Colbert. If he were to say Super Bowl, it's just going to get more people watching the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I think that's dumb.
Well, but here's the thing. The people that are going to watch the Super Bowl are going to watch the Super Bowl. The people that don't care about the Super Bowl aren't going to watch the Super Bowl.
True.
Like, no matter what you do, just because somebody talks about it doesn't mean that, I've never heard of that. Colbert said it. I'm going to tune in. Like, everyone knows what the Super Bowl is. Everyone knows when it is. Right. Everyone knows who's playing in it. Even if you don't care about football, it's all over the place. So it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
So back to Fawn's dance competition. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Back to the A plot.
Yeah. So yes, the commercials, were any of them just stand out,
Exciting.
stellar? Everybody loved them so much they could die.
They could
Tom,
die.
did you?
Oh no, she's back to her competition.
She was.
I was
just
kidding because every time
No,
I
she wasn't.
start talking about her competition, you bring it back to the Super Bowl. So I was just,
No, I do not do it every time you bring it up.
it's happened 3 times.
Fight,
Um,
fight, fight.
No, I don't have any more to add. Just joking.
Unbelievable.
How much did those commercials cost? My God, they had so many celebrities in them.
I know.
No, I think especially that one. My God, everybody was in that. The one about what was it? Chicken wings or something? Or
Chicken wing,
Buffalo
chicken
chi-
wing,
buffalo.
hot dog.
was it
and
buffalo
lemon.
chicken?
Roughly 7 million for 30 seconds of ad time.
Oh God, 7 million for 30 seconds.
It's a lot of.
That doesn't seem like
dollars.
enough for to have. How much did they have to pay Beyonce to show up?
Well, no, that's just to get the time slot.
Oh, okay.
That's not including the cost of making
I was
the
going to
ad.
say that seems cheap.
Oh
Well,
well.
It's almost
Those
as much of
giant
a
companies-
political dinner. What?
Giant companies like that, what's $7 million?
That's
Yeah,
true.
for real.
Like Budweiser, that's pocket change.
Well, they didn't sell any beer though, so that's going to be a problem. Bud Light was a total stiff.
Is that what was the couch potato one? I didn't
Oh
watch-
yeah, that's right. The couch
I
potatoes
didn't.
are all potatoes.
I saw it. I don't know. Something else was going on. Your phone was ringing or something. But there was a couch
It's
potato.
Pluto
one.
TV, apparently.
Pluto.
It is, yeah.
What's Pluto TV now?
It's a channel.
Oh, yeah, the
It's
cats.
a streaming channel.
Dressed like a
Oh,
potato. They're all potatoes.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Okay. A free streaming service has a Super Bowl ad. That
Well,
doesn't
it's
make
free,
sense.
but I mean, they make money somehow, and I'm guessing it's via ads.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yep, it's fast, free ad-supported TV.
Like Freevee. I don't know if Freevee started on its own and then Prime or Amazon bought them. So maybe you should just start something up and hope somebody buys you for billions. Because why not?
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, let's start a streaming service.
We should start a streaming.
We'll call it
service.
Buy Us Now.
Exactly.
Angel
For
Investor
sale
TV.
streaming service.
It's all true, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I don't know. We watched. Mom and I watched. I guess it was late in the first quarter because we had to take care of a bunch of other stuff.
I know, and the Chiefs look so bad in the first quarter.
The first half, they
First
looked
half,
pretty
I was
bad.
like, they're going to lose. They just look like they don't even know what they're doing.
Well, here's the thing that I've learned. Well, I mean, I guess it's different for the Super Bowl because, like, watching the Timberwolves, they're amazing. They're like an absolutely incredible basketball team.
Yep.
I watched them play against a team that they knew they were going to win against. I went to the game. The first half of the beginning of the game, they had all their starters and it was all, like very exciting, whatever. And then, but they weren't like playing super hard. And then they took everybody out and they had all that was like, it got down to like the deep bench players started playing and they were kind of like neck and neck. And then the last 10 minutes of the game, they brought out all their starters again and then just crushed them.
So that's what they did.
Yeah, because they were like, we don't have to try hard. We're not going to make our starters wear themselves out for no reason.
Right.
And they're like, we're going to win. And they like strategically did that. And then it worked, So it's like maybe Kansas City in the beginning was just like, whatever.
Whatever.
Well, apparently
got
Mahomes is known for big comebacks.
Yeah.
Well, he sure
So
showed
he
it.
Did not disappoint because that was a good comeback.
He definitely. Yeah, he did not disappoint. That's very.
What did
very
they have?
true.
2 seconds left?
3. 3 seconds.
I know. I was biting my nails. I'm like, God, they're so close. They're going to run out of time.
Yeah, Mom and I did watch the. Well, we watched about 3.5 quarters because we didn't catch the first half of the first quarter.
We
'cause
didn't
had a bunch of stuff
catch
to do.
the halftime show.
No, because
Oh, that's another thing. Usher apparently was dancing on an Illuminati symbol, and
What?
People are.
that's what they just.
Why is
It
he
just-
dancing on Illuminati
Well, I don't,
symbol? I mean,
That's what they're like. I said, the conspiracy theorists are out there today.
well, see, now we got all that stuff: Super Bowl nonsense, conspiracy theories, Cheetos, beer, and more.
Cheetos.
So I don't know what the Cheetos deal is. You want me to track that one
Sure,
down?
I didn't see that one either. They usually have good commercials, I think.
Well, the big surprise for your weird flat earther uncle was when Taylor Swift conspiracy nonsense didn't come true. What was it? Do you know what that is? The conspiracy nonsense? I have no idea what they mean by that.
It's
that
probably
everything's
because
fixed?
it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, I suppose not. That's probably true. Oh, yeah, that's right. I already read that she was supposed to endorse Joe Biden, but she didn't. That's right. That was the big conspiracy theory, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the whole thing goes on and on and on. There's a story on the Super Bowl here that goes on for 3 pages.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's
See
a
what I
big-
Well,
mean?
that's all
Yeah.
anyone's going to talk about today, and then tomorrow to be on to something else.
Yeah, well, that's true. There's no question. Searches for Super Bowl overtime rules spiked 4,200% after regulation ended. The phrase nail biter meme also started trending. And don't watch a lot of football in general. Understanding football for dummies was a top trending search during
Yeah,
the game.
because this was only the
Oh, yeah.
second time in Super Bowl history that a game has gone into overtime. Right?
I think that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
That was surprising to me for some reason.
I don't know. And oh, God. Finally, the best question we Googled was why do football players all have tails? Turns out it was just a bunch of people who misspelled the word towels.
How do you misspell towels that badly?
I know. Like,
Spell check?
To say it must have been a spell check situation where they just typed random letters and spell check
Yeah.
was like, you mean tails?
towels, tails. It's not even close.
They both start with T
They both start with T and have
and
an L.
LS.
That is true. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good game to watch. It was, I mean, literally,
Yeah, I
Kansas
thought it
City in the first half was just not even there. It's like they didn't even care that they were there.
It's almost like they knew they were going to win.
Andy's not getting off this conspiracy theory. I understand, Andy.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I love a conspiracy theory.
Do you?
Love them.
Like what's your favorite conspiracy theory of all time?
Just
Any of them?
I don't have any that I'm like attached to, but I just love them. I love the fact that people think I'm like something else is going on. Like, you know, just considering what we're being told is not what's actually happening and thinking there's something else going on. I respect even like flat earthers. I'm like, I respect the fact that you want to be an independent thinker. And like, despite all this evidence that the earth is not flat, you really cling on to it. And it's like, good for you, you know?
What I don't get is why so many of these conspiracy theories are like who cares level conspiracies. Like, who cares if we went to the moon 60 years ago?
Right.
What does it matter? Everyone involved in that mission was dead.
We never
Everyone
went to
involved
the
in the
moon.
planning of going to the moon is dead. They're all dead. So what
It
does it
never
matter?
happened because it never happened.
No, Alex was in her car. Mom and I were walking Jude. So, Andy, you didn't watch the Super Bowl, I don't think.
I watched the last like 4 minutes.
Oh, you didn't watch the halftime show?
No, we were putting Ethan to bed.
I'm going to
Yeah,
watch the
wouldn't,
halftime show on YouTube later.
When you wake up, you mean?
I don't know if that will happen.
You're never going to wake up after the trip.
How did Fawn do getting up to go to school this morning? She must
She
have been
wasn't
exhausted.
thrilled. She wasn't thrilled. She slept really well. She rolled downstairs at like 8:20. So she slept in and she was like, I'm really tired. I don't want to go to school. I was like, I'm sorry, you have to.
Oh.
Like, you missed. And she missed a day of school last Monday because
Oh,
she was
yeah.
sick. And
that's right.
so I was like, and I was like, and you didn't finish all your homework this weekend. So you have all that catching up to do. I was like, not a chance. And so she was like begrudgingly got in the car and went to school. But then when we pulled up, one of her friends got there at the same time. So she was like, Sage, get out of the car. So, and it was twin day at school today. And because it's like Spirit Week at their school. And it was twin day, and she did not plan anything with her two friends that all year they've been like on twin day, we're going to dress the same. And they didn't plan anything because they haven't seen each other. And so she's not matching anybody. So she's kind of bummed about that.
Oh.
And they're
She'll
not,
be all right.
nobody's matching. Sage isn't matching anybody. And he was like, I don't know. Because they didn't tell us what anything was until last week. And I'm like, if we want to buy matching outfits, you got to give us more time than that.
I don't know. You guys, neither one of you were ever into whatever the school day, those little things.
Never did it.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys never cared about that stuff. I think
And tomorrow's like
most
pajama
students-
day, which they'll be amped
Oh,
about that they can wear
yeah.
pajamas to school. The kids will be excited. But then the other 2 days, because they don't have school on Friday, because their basketball team goes to a tournament, and so the school's canceled. Um,
For a basketball tournament?
yeah, because like
Nice.
it's a
I like
big
it.
chunk of the school because the school is so small that is on the
Everyone's
basketball
on the team.
Like pretty much most of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade is on the basketball team,
Oh,
and we'll
okay.
be in New Ulm. So they cancel school, and they. But Wednesday is like class color day. Sage is supposed to wear yellow, and Fawn is supposed to wear white. And I'm like, really? In 8th grade, they're supposed to wear pink. I'm like, really? Everybody's going to go out and buy a color? No. Why isn't it like crazy clothes day and like easy stuff that you have and can put together,
I don't know.
rather than twin day where you have to go buy something, class color day where you have to
I
go
just
buy
think it's
something.
hard enough to get out of the door in the morning. I don't think
Yeah.
you need any days to try to prepare for or think about.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like make it easy. Pajama day, fantastic.
Yeah.
All the kids own pajamas. Inside out day, where you wear your clothes inside out, easy to do. Like
Yeah, and then if you forget, you can just go do that in the bathroom.
yeah,
Turn your clothes
exactly.
inside
And
out.
you can make this a lot easier for parents, and they're making it not super easy. Because I'm like, I don't know if like Sage, I'm not gonna go buy him yellow pants.
I feel like you should be on the school board.
Not
These
allowed.
Suggestions. Oh,
What do you mean you're not allowed?
Not allowed on the school board.
Why not?
Because it's a bunch of
oh.
old. Yeah, it's just a thing.
Okay. So you're whispering it, are you? That's the deal.
Yeah.
All right, I got to run something by you because our critic handicaps the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. I don't pay any attention to that stuff anymore. I did when I was in the business, obviously. Do you have anyone you would pick that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because I'm looking at one of the women now.
That's newly inducted.
It says there are 4 women lead the first-time finalists.
Okay. What? Oh, so we're supposed to pick out of the nominees who it should be?
Yes.
Or, okay.
If
Who
you
I-
don't mind.
I would like that.
We have Sinead O'Connor. Isn't she's dead, right? She just
Sinead
died.
is, yes.
Yeah, she just died. Mariah Carey. She's doing okay. Sade. I'm surprised Sade's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already.
Yeah.
That is
I
surprising.
would
She's been
definitely
around
think so,
forever.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, we love Sade at our house. We play her
She's a
during
great
dinner.
singer.
We play her during dinner all the time. She's like the best background music.
Yep.
Great.
Your Love is King.
Yep.
Oh,
No doubt about it. And the number one, this one also surprised the hell out of me. Cher is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm sorry. What?
Cher.
Well,
What?
She's not a great singer, but she's been around
But
for
I mean, she's a
she's had a
huge
ton
deal.
of hits
Yeah.
throughout
She's
her
a
life.
huge
Yes.
deal. Is Sunny?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not the Music Hall of
Well,
Fame.
but
That's the
Sade is
thing.
not rock and roll.
What's
It
the thing is
wouldn't-
they're kind
No.
of they dilute it every year
neither
by
is Cher.
including people who aren't rock and roll.
Cher isn't really rock and roll.
Sinead
No.
O'Connor.
That's what I'm saying.
No, none of these really scream rock and roll to me.
No.
No.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. We heard it from the people of the town.
Thieves, Tramps and thieves.
What do you
Is
think?
Annie Lennox in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I would think so.
She's
Dan did
crazy.
not know that she was the lead singer of what you call it.
Of what you call it. Apparently, you
Yes,
don't know
yeah,
either.
You don't either. You don't know either.
Oh my God. I was just driving in the dark for 6 hours. What the heck is, why can't I think, Mom,
What?
what was Annie Lennox the lead singer of?
Annie Lennox was the lead singer of I can't.
The tourists.
No.
Eurythmics.
Rhythmic.
Eurythmics, of
There you go.
course.
There
my
it is,
God.
right there.
Yeah,
Good.
don't
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
man.
listening to a Eurythmics song in the car, and I was like, "Oh, Annie Lennox," and he was like, "What?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Annie Lennox is the lead singer of the Eurythmics." He was like,
Yep.
"I did not know that."
for a long time.
Yep.
It must be catch-up year at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because not one of the 15 nominees announced on Saturday is in their first year of eligibility. They've always been up before. An artist is eligible 25 years after the release of their first record. 10 artists, including the long-overlooked Cher, Mariah Carey, Sade, Peter Frampton, and Sinead O'Connor, are on the ballot for the first time.
Peter Frampton makes sense.
Yep. Other newcomers to the finals are Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, Foreigner, Oasis, and Lenny Kravitz. A lot of talent
I
there.
vote for all of them to go.
I know.
in.
There's a lot of talent there.
Yeah.
Each of these artists has been eligible for years but never recognized by the Rock Hall's nominating committee.
Weird.
A Tribe Called Quest is nominated for a third time. I don't know anything about them. Do you know A Tribe
yeah.
Called Quest?
Yeah.
Did they have any hits?
Yeah.
Like what?
Here, I'll play. I'm trying to think of what they're. My phone is being so slow.
God, there's some of the people on this list I've never even heard of. Who's Eric B. and Rakim? I've never even heard of them.
Okay, ready? You're definitely going to know this song.
Okay.
No, this is A Tribe Called Quest. Said, "Hey babe, take a walk on the wild side," but that wasn't their
Love
hit.
that song.
This is no. Hang on. It's a sample. It's the "Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can."
I don't think I know this.
No
Yes,
wonder I don't know
you
who they
do.
are.
You know this song.
I know what it's sampling. I know the "Take a Walk on the Wild Side" song.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
It sounds like the Gorillas.
Can I kick it? To all the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was?
What?
They replaced R&B with that crap. Ugh.
This is A Tribe Called Quest is not new.
I've never even heard of them.
They're
But I don't like rap music. Are they rap?
Well,
I'd
you
say
just heard 'em.
Sounded rappy.
Sounded like
I
rap
mean,
to
they
me.
sound a rap.
it's
I
not
just don't-
like it's not okay. When was A Tribe Called Quest popular? Let's see.
We're gonna catch up right now.
Why can't I do anything?
Because you're tired.
Yes.
My frontal lobe is deadened from getting up at 2 a.m. Thank you, Jude.
A Tribe Called Quest formed in 1985.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
39 years ago?
yeah, they've been around for a very long
You
time.
weren't paying.
Q-Tip?
Yeah, you weren't paying attention to new music back in those days. You were so
No.
focused on the morning show.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
You're
Yeah,
absolutely
you
right.
know the rapper Q-Tip?
Nope.
Uh,
I don't like rap music. I
No,
hate
he
that.
was-
But it's
I
not
hate
like
it.
rap. It's early 90s rap, like Tupac and stuff like that. You like that.
No, I don't.
You like
I like rhythm and blues. I do not like rap music.
Okay.
It takes no
I-
talent to be a rapper at all.
I
Well, I know. Well, I know that Tevin argues that point with me all the time because he loves that garbage.
Well, that's a
Loves
cultural.
not
It's your time. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. It's like right now, if all of a sudden big band music had never been heard and came into being, people would probably like it because they had never
Probably.
heard it before.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yes.
Very good take on that one, Catherine. That's all I have to say. Look,
Thank you.
I did like the original rap song, "Rapper's Delight." I did like that because I thought it was funny, because they were rapping about, and the chicken tastes like wood. They figured out a way to rhyme the word wood with could or something. I don't know. But I thought that song was fun. "Rapper's Delight" I did like, but pretty much all the stuff after that, it's just people just who can't sing now have a music career. I don't get it.
It's a specific niche. It's
No,
just
I
like
suppose it
it's like
is,
Bob Dylan. I mean, Bob Dylan can't sing,
Can't sing a note. You're right, but I love him.
but
Did
you
you
love
know
him.
that-
Exactly.
You're right. You're right.
Timothy Chalamet was just in wherever, Minnesota.
Oh, good.
Can't think of the place. Where is
amazing.
Bob Dylan from?
Ely.
No, he's not from Yale. He's from Hibbing.
Hibbing. Yes. He
One of
just was
those.
in Hibbing because he is playing Bob Dylan in a movie about his formative
right.
years.
Yep.
And he showed up to the Hibbing High School's drama department and watched them rehearse their play that they're working on. I was like, can you imagine being a high school student and one of the biggest actors of that time shows up to your like tiny
Yeah.
little high school and
Yeah.
watches? I would vomit.
You'd vomit?
I like that would have been like if I was when I was in dance. Mia Michaels, I know none of you know who that is except mom.
Hope.
Yeah.
But she showed up to my dance studio and was like, I'm just going to watch you dance now. I would have been like, okay. Although I did take class with her at one point, but just like her just showing up and being like, I'm here and like, show me your dance. I would have been like, I can't because my leg stopped working.
Right.
I suppose.
Yeah, we watched the show about making We Are the World.
Oh, God, was that
I
good?
can never remember the title. Why
I
can't
always forget. I was just told this morning again what it is, and I forgot.
And
what it is.
I forgot Bob Dylan was on that, and they were trying to get him to like to sing like notes.
Yeah, rather than like talk, sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had
He's in
to
the background like, we are the
Yeah,
world.
Stevie Wonder had to take him over to the piano and
Yeah.
pretend. I guess Stevie Wonder could mimic anybody. He did Bob Dylan's voice to Bob Dylan to get Bob Dylan to understand how to do it.
The greatest. But I will tell you this about Bob Dylan, because it was my era. I was a teenager when he broke. And I'll be very honest with you. Just the way he kind of sang his songs had a great impact, because you could, even though if he was making it up or not, you could hear the sorrow and the sadness in his voice, which I always enjoyed. It was very emotional, don't you think?
Yeah, well, like I said, I think that rap is the same way. I mean, not everybody likes every single rap artist out there. There's a lot of really terrible rap.
Yeah. I like rap
Terrible.
music, but like there's a lot of rap right now that I feel like sometimes I'll just go on Spotify and be like, play, just like current rap. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, SoundCloud rap is
Like
one of the
what
worst things ever made.
What is
is
that?
this?
It's just people, there's no barrier to entry right now. So anyone can pick up a microphone, rap out some garbage, and throw it on SoundCloud.
No, but like even really popular rappers, there's so many right now that I'm like, I don't know what's going on. What are you doing? What is
But
this?
look, Bob Dylan's lyrics alone were so perfect and wonderful, it didn't matter if he could sing or not. I liked his singing style because, he's not a great tenor or anything like that, but his lyrics were so brilliant.
That's what separates an artist from just a everyday person, right?
You know what
wish
oh, sorry.
What?
You know what I wish would happen?
What?
I wish Bob
Oh,
Dylan
watch out.
would do
Let's
a
do
cover of The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I want that to happen before he dies.
Legend lives on. Turn it on
great.
down.
Okay, so
That
there's
would be good.
we love that song in our house.
It's a
We play it
great
all the
song.
time. The kids think it's just great. But so there's a whole thing right now about how men from a certain age think about the Revolutionary War a lot.
What?
Apparently, like that's
I
something
never
that like
did.
comes up in their head. It's like you're not in the age bracket. It's like men age. I think it's like 30 to 45 or something. I don't know.
Oh, so it's right now. This is not a
You think about
historic
the
thing.
Revolutionary War?
Yeah, they just think about the Revolutionary War. Like Andy's in the age bracket. We could ask him, but he's not normal, so I don't know how. I don't.
He doesn't have his headphones on, so you can say that.
Well, I could say it with
So,
him on.
Andy,
He
do
would
you
be like,
think
no, I'm
about the Revolutionary War a lot?
forever.
Putting his
I
headphones
think
on.
about the Revolutionary War never.
Okay, so
I
apparently you're supposed to be.
So what
Are
about
you
it?
sure you're not talking about the Roman Empire?
Is it the Roman Empire?
It's the Roman Empire.
Is it the Roman Empire?
Okay, well that came
There's an
together.
R in it.
This
That was
is
a very clean
why
break.
Very
I
similar.
shouldn't be
Yeah, there's
here
an R in it.
after driving. Listen,
You are kind of babbling today. That is true.
Yeah, the
I
meme
am.
is, men
It's the
think
Roman
about the
Empire.
Roman Empire like
Okay.
8 times a day or something like
I
that.
don't.
apparently that's a thing. But anyway, I saw a meme. I'm trying to get to the whole point of this story in a very long-winded way. That Midwest men don't think about the Roman Empire; they think about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I don't think about that either.
What the hell is the Edna Fitzgerald?
Edmund
Edmund
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. It's a true story and happened up in the Great Lakes.
Yep.
I can tell you all about it because my children are obsessed with it. It is a
Oh, are
boat.
they?
Yes, it was a like shipping boat that was. It just you should just listen to the song because then you can hear all about it. But 27 men were killed because the winds of November came early, and
Yes, they
there's, like,
did.
there's like a time where you're not supposed to go putting ships in this area because the winds are too crazy and you can get in a shipwreck, and they were going out before that was going to happen, but then winds came early and the ship sank and they all died.
35 feet high waves,
Oh,
Yep.
hurricane force
Can you imagine
winds.
35-foot waves on Lake Superior?
icy,
This was a
icy
big
Lake
boat.
Superior.
This was a big
Yeah.
boat too. Like this wasn't a small boat
Yeah, right, exactly.
because it was a big shipping. They were shipping like iron ore or something like that.
Just
They were
remember.
shipping
Taconite.
Yep, taconite.
Taconite,
Which
yeah.
is
Just remember the legend lives on from the Chippewa on down about the big lake they call Gitchigumi.
Gitchagumi. Yeah.
Ah,
Every time we go to Duluth, they're like, "There it is."
there's Gitchy Goomy. Right.
Gumi to the shores of Tripoli.
I always liked him though.
700-foot ship.
Oh
It's
my
a-
God.
Yeah, it's a big ship. The song is by Gordon Lightfoot.
Yep.
You can listen to it. It's a long song, but it tells you the whole story about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and it's a big deal. And my children and husband are obsessed with the story and the song.
Is
So
he still alive?
Gordon Lightfoot, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
He
Is
should
he?
be.
I don't know. He should be.
Gordon Lightfoot, no, he just died actually last year.
That's what I thought. It was like last year he died.
He was 84.
Did he make the Hall of Fame?
I would hope so.
You'd think.
He was in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame
Well, that's something.
and the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
That's
but
good.
Not rock and roll.
Not rock and roll yet.
Doesn't look
Well,
like
how
it.
many people have
Maybe
they let
open.
in there? One every
They
10
do.
years?
They do let people in posthumously.
Posthumously.
Posthumously, yes.
Wow.
They have a sandwich.
I intentionally said.
No, you didn't.
Did you
Your
see
brain
my
is not
face?
working properly.
Did you see my
today.
face? I said posthumously.
I know. The brain's not kicking in today.
Yeah,
Alex.
mine isn't
Posthumously.
either.
Too much behind the
I
wheel
was
last night. I was joking. No, the reason I asked you if he was still alive, because I didn't think he was. But the last time I saw Gordon Lightfoot was in Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh.
I was
See?
up there for Capitol Records. And I do remember that I did have to escort him to his room because he couldn't get up in an elevator. In an escalator. No, it was an elevator. It was by himself. He had to I had to drape him over me so he could get into his hotel. He was that hammered.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, Gordon was a big ass drinker back in the day. I don't know. Well, he lived to be 84, so he couldn't have kept drinking
Yeah,
like
for
that.
real.
No.
Because he would have died at 50.
Yeah.
He hit it pretty hard. Nicest guy in the world. Just a really nice guy, but my God, that boy could drink. Woo!
Some people can really do that.
Some people are really good at that. There's no question about it. But you know, so what's on the docket for now? What's the temperature there today, Alex?
I don't know.
You don't have any idea, or
I-
okay, then I'll tell you.
It was 34 when I got in my car, but it's going to get up to something, and it's sunny.
It's pretty good.
Not
It
bad.
is
tell you
pretty good
right
for
now.
February is usually the coldest, ickiest month.
It is mostly sunny and 34 right now, with a high of 40 today in Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Oh, yeah. I told you at the beginning. I said it's a high of 40 today.
I know, but I just wondered what it was right now, and it's already 34.
I
That's good.
remember when Alex was born.
Mm-hmm.
I had a brand new car. It was a Saab,
Yep, I remember.
which is was a Nordic-y sort of car.
It was Nordic-y.
And
That's
that was
supposed to-
89, so
Supposed to be able to handle the cold, and it was so cold when you were born. I think it was 22 below real temperature.
Yep.
And the car wouldn't
Look
start.
at her head bob, and she's all proud
I was in the
of it.
hospital for like 3 or 4 days, and I remember thinking, I can't bring this tiny baby out into this. She's going to instantly freeze to death.
yeah, for real. Like, what do you
I was
do?
also very small.
Yeah, you were not big
tiny,
kid
and
at
I
all.
was like, it was so horrible. It was so cold. I think they actually canceled the University of Minnesota. That's back in the day where they never canceled class. Now they cancel it if somebody, sheds a tear. But it was
Here we go.
horrible.
Weather history in Minneapolis.
It's one of the coldest days. in-
February 1989. Let's
Yeah.
see here.
Oh, and he's got it.
It was
I've broken
nasty,
it.
cold, terrible, and that was it wasn't even
It was
wind
really
chill.
cold.
February 2nd looks like it had a low of like negative 14. The day after is negative 24.
There you go, 24 below.
Pretty
Yeah,
cold.
I left 3 days after her, or 2 or 3 days after
birth,
she was
yeah.
born. So
Yep.
the second,
Yep.
third, fourth, fifth is
Really?
when I left, and I was like, I don't remember. Minneapolis got that cold for quite a few years.
They did, absolutely.
Yep.
Late January,
Yeah, the
early
high
February.
was
It was
high was
terrible.
negative 2. It looks like.
The high for the
It
day.
was just awful.
Supposed to be.
But
Yeah, you couldn't even breathe without your nostrils just
I know, I-
freezing
Yeah,
together.
they're-
and
Pleasant.
yeah,
You
and
couldn't
like
breathe. Yeah, you had to have something over your mouth or you would cough.
And meanwhile, over at Sloan's, the sandwich board outside says, it may be cool, but our something bombs will warm you up. And it's like, what, 60-something at night?
Yeah, that's right.
It's been dipping down sometimes into the 50s, but it generally doesn't stay. Yeah, past 10 a.m. It's like 65. In the 70s, people are freezing down here.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is perfect weather.
Oh, it's 70 degrees.
I
They're
love
freezing.
it.
It's
You
true.
can go out and
2
do whatever
weeks
you
ago,
want.
it was warmer here than it was in Miami
Really?
in the morning. Yeah, in the morning, like
Oh,
at a
in the
certain
morning,
time
yeah.
of the day, because
Yeah.
Michael's
Just-
brother was down there for business, and he was like, "I came to Miami, and it's warmer in Minnesota in February or in January.
That'll happen. I mean, it does happen.
Yeah,
It is
once in a
winter
while.
around the globe.
This is full spring." Although this is the longest full spring ever.
Yeah.
Of
All
all
winter
time.
seems to be full spring because we've really only had like 5 cold days.
And no snow, right? You haven't had any
Yeah, like
snow?
hardly any snow. We have there's no the grass is green.
I guess it snowed a ton in Tucson for the first time in forever.
think
There
Al Gore-
was sorry, on the way, I gotta say, on the way to Illinois, some people were driving later than me, like on Thursday evening, and there was a touchdown tornado in Wisconsin
Oh,
Yeah.
in
Wow.
February.
Been a lot
First
of
time
them.
ever.
that doesn't happen. No.
Nope. There
It
was,
does not.
there was hail. People had to pull off and wait for 40 minutes and then
Jesus.
go because there was tornado sirens going off everywhere. I'm like, glad I went when I did.
Yeah.
But did Al Gore write another book about how we're all going to freeze to death any minute now?
Well, remember, it's climate change. It's not
Yeah, they've changed the
global warming.
brand.
Yeah.
Not
Gone-
global
they've
warming, it's
gone from-
climate change.
Yes.
Climate.
Well, the climate changes every year.
Well,
Yes, it does.
but that
It's the
global warming wasn't tracking because it was getting colder and colder in some areas.
Right.
So that wasn't tracking. So they changed it to climate change so that it can cover heat waves, cold spells, blah
It's
blah.
the whole
blah.
thing
Too
with-
windy, whatever you
the
got.
whole thing is just over time seeing lots of changes in weather in like the same area, so instead of like before the year blah blah blah, it was generally this way in this area, but now after this the weather's a lot more unpredictable. Like that's the kind of thing that they're tracking
Right.
now.
The weather's more unpredictable.
It's very subjective. It's I don't know. They have no objective measures or measurements of that sort of thing.
Well, we didn't have the information that we had. We
Well,
have
that's the
now.
other
I
thing
mean,
is-
everybody, it used to be like regional weather. That's all you really cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody can track and record everything that's going on
Yep.
everywhere. Now they're comparing it, and they never used to be able to do that so easily. So they don't know what to do with all the data. So they're
Yep.
calling it climate change.
Our data is much finer than it has ever been, and every year it gets even finer.
Right.
So the way that the data is collected has changed. So you would expect the data itself to change as well.
Yep.
So they have to filter that out, and a lot of the time they don't because it's much more profitable not to.
Andy, would you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Would you look up and see how much Al Gore made during the climate change era of his life?
Well, he's been the climate czar for, I don't know,
Oh, I
what,
know,
25
forever.
years, and he just stepped down.
He has made millions of dollars off of that.
Well, talk about a
Nice.
conspiracy theory because I bought all of his bullshit a long time ago when it first started. Because I mean,
Yes.
when I was growing up in 7th or 8th grade, we were entering an ice age. We were all going to freeze to death.
Yeah, I
Everybody needs
remember.
to move out of Minnesota. We're
Yep.
all going to freeze. So I remember. I mean, I've been taught to panic about the weather, since 7th grade. So when he started up on all of his stuff, I was like, okay, so what's going on? And there was a big expose about how he was running around with this guy that he said that everyone thought was a scientist, and he wasn't.
No, exactly.
And that Al Gore had a lot of really bad data that was just made up to, yeah. So, and I mean, God knows, maybe the people that are conspiracy theorists about Al Gore are having a conspiracy about their stuff. I don't know. I don't know what's true anymore. There's just so much propaganda going around all the time. I don't know what's true.
Well, all you got to do is pay attention because if a politician's involved, there's a lot of money to
Well,
be made.
yeah, I think if you follow the money, you
They're
can see where the
disgusting.
conspiracy lies.
Exactly. What'd you find out, Andy?
About what?
Al Gore. How much money
Oh.
did he make off of that?
Well, his net worth is somewhere between $200 and $300 million.
$200 and $300 million.
I would have expected it to be more.
because he made that much money.
Well,
off
he's
it.
one of those people that's running around screaming and yelling that we're all going to die and we're all
Yep.
going to die. But
Yep.
he's got like a giant mansion with 7
Yep.
furnaces.
He's got like 4
Exactly.
giant mansions.
and flying,
Yep.
on his own private plane
Yep.
everywhere he goes. So it's like, if you really think, I don't care how famous you are, if you really think you're going to kill everybody by airplane travel, then you shouldn't be doing that.
Exactly.
I would agree.
You can do a Zoom. You can go on TV and a local radio or television station or a local radio station. You can reach the world without flying all over the place.
It's very true.
And killing us all, if that's really what's going on.
And you also notice whenever he traveled to a place, like let's say he flew to Boston to do a seminar, he had 6 to 8 huge SUVs wherever he went. So you're polluting the hell out of the air while you're telling us not to pollute.
Exactly. So I mean, it's either you walk the talk or you just shut up.
Yep.
In my opinion.
All right, we got 1 minute. Any closing comments from any of the three of you?
Did I send you guys a picture of Sage for his 100th day of school?
No.
No.
Oh boy.
Why?
Send it to you. Because he dressed up like he was 100 years old. And he had an inflatable cane,
Oh, God.
a gray unibrow,
Okay.
gray mustache, glasses, suspenders, his pants pulled up to here.
Like I said,
Pretty
we have
good. I'll send it
we
to you
have a
right now.
ham bone in the family.
Oh,
to you
you
right
got
now.
that right.
He got to get up in front of the entire school during their Friday. The whole school gets together in the gym on Friday mornings. And he got to get up in front of the whole school and show off his outfit. And they were like, a couple of the staff texted me and they were like, he was really working it too. Like he was shuffling, he was
No.
shuffling and holding his back. It was like,
God.
That's great. Ethan's a little ham bone too. He's got this little bike thing that he scoots around on, and every once in a while he fake falls off,
Yes.
and he looks up like,
Yeah.
"Is anyone going to pay attention to my falling off my bike?"
Yeah. Well, yeah, he just did that yesterday. We were hall walking. He loves just running up and down the halls.
Yep.
Yes.
So he's running down the hall and he trips and falls, for real. And I'm like, "Oh, you okay?" And there's this woman at the end of the hallway and she saw it too. And he noticed that she saw it. So he got up, ran another 10 feet, and then basically sat down on the ground as if he had fallen. And I'm like, "Okay, that one was fake." And the woman goes, "It was so fake."
2 years old, he's already been ratted out.
well, and
Well, and he did a complete flip off of a lounge chair yesterday. Complete
Yep.
flip. Ended on his back. Didn't cry. Didn't. I mean, it didn't even phase him.
well, and kids so much fall over, genuinely fall
Yes,
over.
he falls
And
over
then
all the
they-
time. Yeah.
But then they
Two-year-olds.
look at you to see your reaction.
To see how they
Right.
should feel
should
about
I
it.
should I
Yeah.
cry? Is this not a big deal? What do you? And so you just it's you have to learn to instead of being oh, "Are you okay?" You just look at them and be like, "It's all good.
Everything's
What about
fine.
it?"
Well, the down goes Fraser is always a.
Down goes
Yeah.
Frazier. He loves saying that.
Seems
That
to.
is.
Yeah, I remember Sage. Whenever he fell over, if you said "down goes Fraser," he would laugh and laugh. So.
You know.
All right, that is going to do it, but we'll talk to you tomorrow with the family.